Hello, viewers. When you think of a horror movie, what do you think of? Chances are, it's a very well-known horror film that has fans all around the world. But what about the horror films that don't have as many fans? That's what I'm going to be talking about today, as I count down 10 of the most underrated horror films. These movies will be horror films I feel most people don't know about or that just don't talk about. If you're a horror movie fan like me, you might have heard of some of these, or maybe all of them. But if you aren't, you might not have heard of any of them. These movies will be presented in the order that they were released, so sit back and enjoy these 10 underrated horror films. Frankenstein, 1910. Frankenstein for the longest time was considered to be a lost movie, meaning no known copies existed. Thankfully, the movie has been found so that modern audiences could enjoy it. The only problem is that they would rather enjoy the 1930s Frankenstein movies. If you've only ever seen the 30s versions, maybe give the version from 1910 a watch. It's truly an amazing silent film. L'Inferno, 1911. L'Inferno was the first film ever recorded depicting Dante's Inferno. If you don't know what that is, it's basically hell. The movie has no real plot to it, so that won't be what scares you. It will be the visuals, which are both horrifying and amazing considering the film's release date of 1911. A Page of Madness, 1926. A Page of Madness is one of the oldest known horror films to come from the land of the rising sun. It's about a man who starts working at an insane asylum, and the movie is considered to be a chilling look into what it's like to be mentally insane. Now, it is a silent film, but don't let that stop you from watching it. It's definitely worth a watch. The Brain That Wouldn't Die, 1959. The Brain That Wouldn't Die is considered to be one of the first gore films. When it released in 1959, it shocked audiences, and to this day it still holds up pretty well. The movie follows a mad doctor trying to revive his wife, who at this point is just ahead. Midway through, however, a horrifying creature breaks out of his lab and rips his arm right off. You could call this movie ahead of its time. Eyes Without a Face, 1962. Eyes Without a Face is the movie that inspired the look of Michael Myers. Just like The Brain That Wouldn't Die, Eyes Without a Face shocked audiences when it released due to its horrifying visuals. The movie follows a doctor who steals patients' faces to hide his daughter's deformed face. It's a fairly simple plot, but it makes for a pretty amazing movie. The Haunting, 1963. The Haunting came out in 1963, and it's a pretty amazing ghost movie. A lot of people actually like this film, and they've heard of it, but a lot more people have heard of its remake, The Haunting of Hill House. If all you've seen is the remake, maybe you should give the original a shot. It's well worth a watch. Last House on the Left, 1974. Last House on the Left is a film that a lot of people don't really talk about. It's a horror film first and foremost, but it isn't really known for traditional horror. It's known for a pretty gruesome rape scene towards the middle of the film, so it's not really scary so much as it is disturbing. And when a horror film disturbs you, that's when it's done its job. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 1976. The Town That Dreaded Sundown is probably my favorite horror movie on this list. We follow a phantom killer as he goes on a murder spree in Texarkana, Arkansas. The movie almost feels like a documentary at times, and knowing that they never caught the killer enhances the mood of the film. Cannibal Holocaust, 1980. Cannibal Holocaust is presented as a found-footage horror film similar to the Blair Witch Project. The only differences are that Cannibal Holocaust came out before the Blair Witch Project, and it's way more disturbing and gruesome. There are a few scenes I don't even know if I can show on YouTube. That's how bad some of them are. If you want to watch a movie that will disturb you, Cannibal Holocaust is the way to go. Begotten, 1990. The final film on our list is 1990's Begotten. Begotten is a silent film that was made long after silent films went out of fashion, which is pretty cool, I guess. The movie is also incredibly strange and gruesome. I would say it's more gruesome than the Saw franchise. So a warning is in place if you want to watch it. So that's it for this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, that way you don't miss any of my future uploads. Also, join me next Saturday at 3 o'clock for the top 20 most disturbing YouTube videos. It's made it a collaboration, and I'm really proud of it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.